Hello, friends. Welcome to Crack Defense. So, here I'll start the chemistry series, and this will be helpful for your coming defense exams, mostly the CDS exam, the FCAT. In FCAT, you don't have that much weightage, but the NDA exam. So, for all these exams, you can go with this classes. Okay, so uh, in CDS paper, if we talk about that, so in that you have a GS paper in which you have general studies and then general science part. Okay, in general studies you have history, geography, polity, economics, all these topics. If we talk about general science, you have three science subjects, that is physics, chemistry and biology. Okay, so we'll deal with that. So if I talk about the trend of questions that have been asked from these topics, so these are the approx number of questions that have been asked. So around these many questions have been asked from physics, chemistry and biology. And if we talk about 2020 paper of CDS, around 9 questions, 12 questions and 9 questions have been asked from these subjects respectively. Okay, so you should have an idea about the weightage of these topics, and accordingly you should start with your preparation. So we'll cover the chemistry part. And the trend of questions that have been asked are not very difficult. Okay, easy to moderate level questions were only asked. So if you'll focus little bit on these topics, it can help you in scoring more and more marks. Okay, so if we talk about chemistry, so how I'll be dealing with these topics, so basically I've covered the NCRT textbook and little information from here and there, but majorly I focused on NCRT. So these are the chapters which we will cover. So we'll cover matter. What matter is matter around us pure. So this will be a one chapter. Okay, matter. Then we have atoms and molecules, and we have structure of atom. In atoms of molecules, we'll talk about different scientists, what they have discovered. Okay, we'll talk about electrons, protons and neutrons. Then in structure of atom, we'll talk about the entire structure. Okay, we'll talk about anions, we'll talk about cations. Okay, what are ions? So we'll discuss all these things. Then we have chemical reactions and equations. So here I have discussed about the redox reaction, oxidation, reduction, all these things. We've talked about corrosion, we have talked about rancidity. Okay, rancidity means food jab सड़ जाता है. Okay, corrosion means जंग लग जाता है. So all these things we have discussed in our coming lessons. Then if we talk about acid, bases and salts, so in this we'll talk about acids, bases and salts. So why acids are acidic in nature, the pH of acids and bases, why a stomach is acidic in nature. Okay, then why a colgate is basic in nature. So all these things we'll cover in this chapter, and this is very important chapter from your exam point of view. So you should focus more on this chapter because lots of questions have been asked from this chapter. Then, after acid, bases, and salts, we'll cover metals and nonmetals. Okay, so you all know the entire periodic table. You all know where metals are located. You all know where nonmetals are located. So we'll study different properties of metals, different properties of nonmetals. Okay, in this chapter. Then, in the periodic table, we have lots of atoms. We also have carbon atom. So we will discuss in detail about this carbon atom and why we are discussing about this carbon atom and why we are not discussing about any other atom, because carbon is very versatile in nature. So we'll discuss the versatility of carbon in our this lesson. Okay, in carbon and its compound. Then after this we have our last topic, that is periodic classification. So this will be uh, a broad classification of element which we'll discuss. So this is the overview of what we are going to do in the coming days. So stay tuned and do watch all the lessons. This will help you a lot. And along with this, you all have to practice as many questions as you can. Okay, you have to solve numericals also along with the theory part, because here I'll discuss the theory part, but for numericals you have to solve as many questions as you can. Okay, so try to have question paper of last few years and then try to answer those questions. um, if you come across any doubt during your preparation regarding these topics, you can comment in the comment section and I will come up with your doubts. Okay, so we'll meet in the coming lessons. Till then, take care and goodbye. All the best.